In the past 2 months, my potion making game has been evolving and stabilizing, and during this whole evolution phase, the game's been changing so much that it felt kinda pointless to post updates that might end up contradicting each other. So yeah, sorry for not posting for that long. Also, I'll admit, this is taking way longer than I expected. But I guess that's just the inescapable result of not knowing much about programming. And also doing everything solo. It's a lot of work. Just bear with me. Now that that's out of the way, it's time to reveal the biggest change to the game's concept. I'm scrapping plants for the initial version and replacing them with fungi. I realized that working with plants take a lot more effort to get right, mainly because of how branching works. Mushrooms are simpler to implement, and the system I've already been building supports them without needing much extra work. So I figured I should start simple, and later on I can expand things. Maybe bring back plants, or even let you mix plants and fungi. The game loop. Wait, you were gone for 2 months just to swap plants with mushrooms? No. I've been working on a bunch of systems in the game, and I finally got the initial game loop going. Here's what I've been working on. Navigation system. In the first prototype, navigation was limited to just rotating the camera, so I had to make the workshop cylindrical to make it possible to reach everything. Now, you can zoom in and out to move forward and backward, look around freely, and pan the view. So that gives me way more freedom to design interesting interiors, and players can explore every corner instead of being stuck in a circle. Areas and control states. The next big improvement is the area and state system. I had a rough version of this in the early prototype, but it was hard-coded and not expandable at all. Now, each area groups a bunch of objects in the world that the player uses for a specific task. For example, the ingredient cabinet is where you choose ingredients, the countertop is where you choose utensils to process them, and so on. Each area is tied to a control state, which decides how to interpret your input in that context. So if you tap the screen while you're in the ingredient area, the game checks if there's an ingredient container under your tab, and adds that ingredient to your inventory. This behavior only happens where it's supposed to. The area system also stores a camera transform to view that area, which I use to blend smoothly between viewpoints. Ingredients, compounds, potions, and procedural plans. This one was the hardest to figure out, mainly because the system is super specific to my game, and there are like a million ways to approach it, and also a million ways to mess it up. It's the kind of thing that can very easily confuse players if it's not done right. I spent most of my time here testing ideas, scrapping stuff, and repeating the process every time something broke or didn't feel good. This kind of thing is hard to predict ahead of time. Combine that with my not so great coding skills and you get slow progress. I'm not gonna go deep into this yet, because it's still changing, but here's the basic structure. You've got 3 main objects: the utensils, the cauldron, and the planting pot, and 3 main items: ingredients, compounds, and potions. Each utensil is specialized in making one specific part of a plant or mushroom, like a wavy stem, for example. You insert some ingredients and adjust a few settings. Based on what you picked and how you process it, the resulting compound will store those settings, like how wavy a stem is, its size, and its material. Then you take a bunch of compounds to the cauldron, where you mix them. Think of a cauldron as a station where you assemble your mushroom or plant. The order of the compounds matters here. That might sound unnecessary since mushrooms are just a stalk and a cap, but later on, when the parts get more complex, the order helps the system and you understand how to build the plant or mushroom. And while at the cauldron, you also get to choose the main and secondary color for the plant or mushroom part you've added. Then you take the resulting potion, pour it into a planting pot, and boom, your creation comes to life. What the game looks like now. I put together a greybox version of the potion workshop, just to visualize how things would look. So yeah, don't expect anything pretty yet. You can move around the workshop, or brewery as I like to call it. There are 4 main areas. The ingredient cabinet, which currently only has a placeholder apple. A machine that makes wavy stem compounds. This is a super simplified version just to get the idea across. Final machines will be way more fun to use. The cauldron, where I can throw in the compound I just made. The swirl colors represent the main and secondary color, which you'll see shortly. And finally, the planting pot. I just drag the potion into the pot, and a stem with the settings I chose pop into existence. If I change the settings and repeat the process, you'll see how the resulting stem changes. You probably noticed the stems always have the same pattern. That's because ingredients drive the pattern of the stem, and I haven't created enough of those yet. Wrapping up. So yeah, I kind of think of the current state of the game like this. So far, I've just been building the easel and stretching the canvas, and now it's finally time to start painting. Let me know what you think of all this, and if you've got any input or ideas, please share them, especially now while things are still taking shape. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.